Back to the People's Court, the rogue Matatu culture, or better yet, the public transport culture, is what we're discussing this evening. Ma'am, we come to you to get your response, and then we come to the rest of the gentlemen, right? As to the question on just, these kamageras and these ones that we say, wako tu hapo mahali. Of course, they seek employment, and we know that they're genuinely seeking to earn a living. But, I mean, there's no sanity. There's actually no order the moment they are incorporated in.
Thank you. I was trying to explain prior that initially, when we came up with the circles and companies for Matatus to operate through, we had agreed that every route may have at least 4 circles and companies to a maximum. Bowa is saying 3, but we were saying either 3 or 4, so that we are able to regulate ourselves. So what happened is that later, immediately you found that NTSA came in and started mutilating. You may find that one route has got about 10 to 12 circles and companies, of which these circles have just been mutilated from the major circles. We are not saying that it is not right to create more circles, but if you create more circles like the NTSA is doing, and the members or the leaders have no control of the circles, because like you see, if you look at that picture that is right behind you,
yes,
the congestion that is in town right now, circles and companies, many of them do not have spaces to pick and drop. And when you have no particular place to pick and drop, you are not able to discipline your worker. Reason, when I used to be an operations manager in Ongata Rongai, I would make sure that all the vehicles would queue. I would give them the price tags of what to carry, from what time, and what not to carry. If you happen to drop a passenger on the way, you would not be allowed to carry from that terminus, and that is discipline enough. The other one was the workers, the drivers and conductors were supposed to be on a payroll, which didn't work out. Because for the circles that are going up country, the long distance, they are able to discipline their workers because, one, they have a peeping bay. You can only pick from a certain point. Then they pay their workers at the end of the month or 15th. So in case you go harassing, there are penalties. You are going to lose your salary. In case you go, you have an accident, it is you who will pay for that accident. It is not actually the circle, which forms part of the discipline. For the kamageras and the rest of our boys and girls who are on the stages, that one is upon the government. It is the law enforcement. Because in a Matatu terminus, you are supposed to have the worker, the circle worker, the driver, the conductor. Those are the 3 people who are actually supposed to be at the terminus. But now the government has allowed every Tom and Dick and Harry to be at the stage to control fares, to harass our girls and women as they get in, to control the fares that are going to operate that particular moment. And the drivers and conductors may not really
have a say.
And
I'd love to know whether you have engaged the government on that matter. Yes. But briefly, Omansa, we come to you. Systemic challenges that we continue to witness over time. I don't know what you make of this, pointing fingers, because this afternoon, as I said, I engaged the traffic commandant who says that, the political interference as to, activities on the road is one that is actually making it even difficult for them to operate. Again, they say that we have tried to look at the leadership of the Matatu sector, for us to sit down and have a conversation. They are never coming for such conversations. When we listen to them, they say, oh, it is NTSA, or it is government, or it is the police. This push and pull, what does it paint? And what are we likely to attain in terms of these quest and fights?
Thank you so much. My name is Omansa, son of Omansa, a student leader for all universities in Nairobi. So for me, I was speaking from a point that I was once a tout in Ongata Rongai, Magadi Road, when I used to school in multimedia. I could kona beba watu kona fika shule, silipi, juu nimeeka watu ndani, naenda free. And I think that is also one thing in affect hizi circles. But again, what happened to Super Metro, yes, it was bad. It was a bad case. Ilikuwa issue mbaya. But there are much more worse things than that. Yes. I was in Naivasha during the weekend. You have seen the videos. the nganyas.
Yes.
When we talk about the matatu, I don't know, are we talking about mat3? Is matatu ndogo ama tunaongelea nganya? Look at Rongai. We have matatus. We have Orokise going there. But Orokise, let's say it's 100 to Rongai. But kuna nganya zinalipisha hadi 200 ya kwenda Rongai. Na hizo nganya ndio mnaona watu wana line sana wengi huko. Yet you know very well, hizi ndio nganya zina overlap. Some of our students in multimedia university have been killed na hizo nganya. So we also as Kenyans, before we blame the SACCOs, pia sisi tuko na issue. Umeona gari imejaa and you're still going there, unataka acha tu nishikilie hapa niende. Unaona kabisa hii gari huwa in overlap. So as Kenyans, it's also our mandate. We should not even bash NTSA or government or SACCOs at all times. We should also take like we should know which SACCO should we use. Look at a SACCO like Forward Travelers or Super Metro. They are very well organized. Mimi msewa South B, nimegrow hii mtaa, mimi najua mambo zote za hizi SACCO. Super Metro ikifika namba fulani wakijaa wamejaa, wanaenda. It's doing very well. So but the case that we had, it's one of the many. So what we should do, it's all our mandate as the people, as the commuters, as the circles, and as the government. In Naivasha we saw the matatus, watu wamehang juu. Mwingine nilikuwa Naivasha juzi, nimekuja Sunday usiku. Saa 5 mvua inanyesha, but mtu amedandia mat3 kutoka Naivasha hadi Nairobi. Unataka kuniambia kuna askari kwa hiyo barabara? Ana before tukwe na askari, hakuna watu kumwambia tu simamisha gari, this is dangerous. So before we blame that huyu mtu alirushwa kwa gari, hao watu wenye walikuwa hapo walikuwa wanafanya nini?
Right.
Because kulikuwa na fracas. By the time tukume kuna fracas. So it's all our mandate, and as people, as the SACCOs, kindly like that now the owner or the manager of the SACCO of the Super Metro could have even fired, or I saw he was taken to court and he was being charged. That's what we want.
Yes.
I appreciate what Super Metro is doing. Angalia social media au Twitter, very active, timely. Actually wakati walifanya hiyo kitu walituwekea Bible verse kwa Twitter. So we should also we should have those kind of updates so that tunajua what happens when and how.
Okay, fair enough. And Moses Mukula says we need better regulatory systems and training institutes because transport is a very sensitive service. And I hope that, Mr. Director, you're also preparing the feedback that's come out of the clips that we are running. All right. If we can have them briefly, yes, so that we can also respond to the same. Naona walikuwa wana dance, let me tell you, Kama is real. Watch from that moment. If so-called Super Metro will thrive, we had many so-called big Matatu SACCOs, Sio wa Kwanza by the time, and it's even 100 years, you will tell me. And of course, the business here is not to hit some more on Super Metro, but basically, is our case study for the night. We can't run away from it. And these are reactions as to the videos that have been playing while we're having this conversation. Bad politics, Mishuki made good policies and laws in place, but our politicians thrive in watu wetu syndrome. Pastor Patrick Kimawachi. And the late Honorable Mishuki was not a president. The CS should resign. There are enough traffic laws. Dave Omoke. Magari mabovu yaondelewe barabarani, kwanza zile za kutoka Huruma to Isili na Gikomba. Unapata gari imebeba watu with back seats, with back seats unoccupied cause hakukaliki, zimeisha kabisa. Such vehicles suffering brake failures ni rahisi sana. Sheila Nafula. All right, and of course we come to you. Want to respond, and then we come to Senior. Just respond to him briefly because of time.
Thank you very much, Guy. First of all, I want to appreciate that you understand that as much as you are saying I'm not defending the act. Actually, the Super Metro, as the student leader have responded, they explained very well on the social media what transpired, and the chairman was very apologetic. Actually, you need to understand they are our competitors. I'm not here to defend them. I'm here to defend what is right and what is wrong. And they cannot defend. They submitted that conductor and they assisted the police officers to get that conductor and submitted him to the court. They did their responsibility. If they did their responsibility, where are they failing? I just wanted to come in now to state that as a SACCO, we need to regulate ourselves as the guidance that you have been given by our regulator NTSA. We have route machos, like the chairman, my president of the Matatu stated. We have route macho. What we need to understand is that at every stage, there is a person who is in charge of like forward travelers. So if you have a concern with the conductor, we need to address I want to stop this vehicle. Let me address my concern with the person in charge of the society.
Is the
we
public,
have the numbers.
Has that been made known to the public?
Yes.
That's critical.
If you go to the social media of the Super Metro, if you go to the social media of
you know that most
we have the numbers.
Will not be active.
What you are saying, we have the numbers.
Okay.
We have the numbers. What the number, the complaint numbers? Where
no, my mom is never on
what I wanted to state,
constantly using.
What I wanted to state, we need also to continue enlightening members of the public that they can submit their complaint. Unlike arguing the conductors, we have a scenario whereby the passenger have been argued with the conductors and added to a fatality. Those scenarios are happening because, you know, these are Gen Z. Conductor is a young boy.
Yeah.
The passenger is a young boy. It you end up to be as if maybe it's a 20 bob issues. And maybe the issue that you could have called, there's a phone call there displayed very well where you can complain.
Okay.
You can call and resolve the issue. As forward travelers, used to have a training every quarter of the year to train our conductor how to handle our passengers. On 5th, on 6th, we have it. And it is facilitated by the NTSA. You used to call them. We used to call even the traffic one. There is not a single day he have ever appeared. We also used to encourage the member of the public to come because this is an open forum for the road safety awareness, whereby we need to make sure that every member of the public is aware about the road safety, because the most cause of the road accident are human error.
All right, fair enough. Human error.
Yes.
And the chair of the Matatu Welfare Association is here. I am curious to understand what the welfare looks into. I mean, even the mental concerns that perhaps could be, you know, one of the biggest cause of the rogueness that we get to witness on the road. Just how is that addressed, even as you
exactly
matters?
That's among the 3 issues that I want to address. What is really ailing the Matatu industry in the past, as far as the customer relations is concerned, is lack of awareness, sensitization on customer care and relations. Yeah, what is it between the conductor and the passengers? In the first place, the safe regulation complement Traffic Act. No door of a Matatu is supposed to be open until the Matatu halts at the bus stop and at the termini. So in the case of the Super Metro, I really don't understand whether it's that passenger, the deceased, who opened the door and jumped, or he was thrown, whatever it was, because the statute states that the doors must remain closed all the time.
Which is not
what happens. Should be hanging.
Okay.
Okay. Number 2, the language, vulgar language, and all this between the passenger and the conductor. Number 4, the conductor should not be able, because we normally say customer is always right.
Okay.
You don't have to argue with a passenger. If the passenger lacks 20 shillings, 30 shillings, even 50 bucks, you can even carry him free, because for that day, possibly, he did not ache enough and they had less.
Okay.
Maybe this person was a student or something like that. The other thing is that I want to really to mention about the NTSA
and these blame games that we get.
The blame games.
Yes.
Is that NTSA, for me, because I've been a board member of Kenya Urban Roads Authority for 2 terms, 6 years. I know how the parastatals work. Yeah.
That is Kura. Okay.
That's Kura.
Okay.
One of the inaugural directors from 08 up to 2014.
Great. Okay.
Okay. The parastatus normally works with what you call action plan, okay, strategic plan, and so forth. NTSA has a strategic plan, which now informs the road safety action plan, 23 up to 27. It's only that they have not cascaded that down or implemented to such a manner that the road user, the consumers, especially in this case, the private cars, the Matatus, the truckers, and all other road users have not really been involved on this. But the bottom line here is, I know NTSA, 22 counties, they have what you call County Transport and Safety Committees. Okay, which is subsidiary of the NTSA. And this County Transport and Safety Committee works closely with the county mobility section, okay, like in Nairobi. They should be able now to carry out a supervision mechanism on the PSV vehicles operating within the Nairobi City County.
Okay.
Okay? So such that they also assist the head office of the NTSA, because NTSA is a regulator. In fact, they are supposed to regulate if the PSV investor, that's the operator, are they really complying with the NTSA rules, 2012, and 2022, 25 kind of articles. And in fact, the Traffic Act of Cap 43.
Okay.
And in addition, every second company must develop code of ethics.
And
how
you
many
know,
of them have done that? You'll find
probably
maybe supermarket. I mean, you find maybe Howard, maybe up-country operators who have no problem.
But you see, like for us in the media entity, we have one code of conduct or ethics that actually runs the show.
Correct.
Why is it that we should not have one particular one that cuts across such that every other circle should come up with their own? I hope that you could respond to that.
And then
but the gentleman,
what,
yes.
what on that? And then, of course, NTSA, before it licenses the circles, okay, the new entrant or renewer, are supposed to make sure, call for these requirements.
Okay.
Yeah. Where is your code of ethics? So that at least next time we hope into your office, because they are supposed to audit the circles officers and all these kind of things.
All right. I want us to quickly share the 10 minutes that we have, and ladies will be coming to you shortly. But yes, gentlemen, do you see any form of goodwill in implementing some of these laws that we're talking about? We have, committees, we have associations, we have authorities. They constantly speak about the beautiful laws that are inculcated and policies in paper. Do you see any form of goodwill in terms of making sure that this is implemented?
Okay, I'm Olo Midega, and I'm a customer to the Matatu industry. Okay, so what I can say, as one of the panelists said, there's a big gap, okay, between the stakeholders and the people on the ground.
Yeah.
Our stakeholders, they are very smart, as you can see.
Yes.
But when you come to the ground, it's 8 a.m. in the morning. A conductor is coming to pick a fare from someone across you, but you can tell that there's something.
Okay.
There's
something that says that they slept, drink, what is
Yeah.
something?
Maybe drunk.
They've not seen water for a while. Yeah?
Okay.
You see that? So we want to ask our stakeholders, do you care about the welfare of your
Conductors,
employees? Is it something you consider?
Okay.
Is there sensitization of how they should handle their customers? Because in this case of a Super Metro incident, let's say it's 20 shillings, and I think what causes this thing mostly is the kamageras. You know, they'll come to you, hey bro, niaje, wayakiwe, it's 50 bob. You say, 50 bob. Acha niingie haraka si ndio? Then you are there. You are in the National Museum, the tout comes to you. Ni mia. And mahesabu zako, you had the 50 bob. You know, there is where the conflict comes. And then we want to urge our operators. Let's have the fare chart indicated. As you enter, ni so. You can see it. Not that you're being ambushed. And then somebody say that there's a hotline for reporting these cases.
Right.
I think that's a lie. That's
it doesn't
a lie.
work. Oh, you have tried.
And only, it's the route that I use mostly Wayakiwe. It's only Super Metro that has a hotline there. The others,
you will never get to see.
And
you
if
can
it's
give
there,
it
we're asking for an incident
right.
where
You give it to someone, I'll call on us.
Okay, you could go fast.
Okay, hi
Interesting.
everyone.
All right.
Jail Bahati.
Let's take it very fast.
Yeah, I'm a student leader, Multimedia University. Yeah,
Volume.
so
Multimedia. Yeah.
multimedia.
We'll get the volume to kusikia.
Okay, so I'm a regular PSV user, and from my experiences, it hasn't been that bad, but not that good also. I have when I first had the situation of Super Metro, what came to my mind first is were there not other passengers in the vehicle, because situations do happen, and you can find yourself, your phone is off, you don't have money, and something of the sort. But For the stakeholders involved, the question I did have is if for the conductors mostly, do you have any way, like the criteria you use when you employ them? Because I feel like most of the vehicles that I do use, they are not sober. Let me use that word.
Okay.
Like you can feel the way my brother said, like someone, the welfare of the employees.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Yes, you can come up before first.
My name is Charles Musyoka, former KCA University president. Would like to take this opportunity first to pass my condolences to the family that lost that life. And again, back to our issue of today, I can say that after listening to all the stakeholders here, I have listened keenly and I have found that we lack cooperation. Because from the circles, we can hear that the government of the day is not involving them in decision making by excluding board of directors of the circles from the NTSA board of directors. So when you go back to your offices, please ensure that the government has included you in this board of directors so that you can give them solutions. It is not wise to say that the government knows everything. Our government needs our support. Our government needs our input because some of the leaders we have in those boards, you can look very well and say these people are not trained well to take the responsibility. They have the authority, but they are unable to take the responsibility because of the incompetency levels, because some of these people are just being appointed out of political goodwill, but not competency-based appointments. So you as Matatus, owners and circles, help us on that side. Back again to now the common mwananchi. You know, we are our own problems. We are creating our own problems. Umeenda pale stage, umepata gari imenjaa, na wewe unaingia hapo. Of course, conductor will not tell you, please don't get in the vehicle. We'll know, kwa sababu gari inajulikana imebeba watu 50, so if 50 ingine imeongezeka juu, hiyo ni yangu ya mfuko. And we are living in a very tough economic times.
And therefore, they can be justified to take that.
So sometimes they can just decide to do it for the purpose of getting that extra shilling to go ahead with it. Again, when
as we sum it up, so somebody else can get a
yes,
chance.
as I conclude, this is a shared responsibility. Let us take it as a shared responsibility, help each other, preach awareness so that we can provide solution. Blame games should end, and we start it now.
All right, where Madam HR.
Yes, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm Mercy Makau. I am a human resource professional and I'm a career coach. I've been in University of GOtv from 2019 to 2022 to 2023, and I was a regular customer of Super Metro, and of course, as you know, we've got other circles, and that means Super Metro has got the best services. However, I also want to take this chance to strongly condemn what happened. I believe that there is no value which can be equated to life. The valuers in-house and also those who are watching us can agree with me. And just as my previous speakers has just said, I was wondering, I suppose that a Matatu usually carries 30 people, over 30 people that is. How is it possible that we didn't have someone who could pay 30 bob? And even if we didn't have someone who was having 30 bob, I believe they could have even contributed 1 bob each actually to pay fare for that person. This shows us how we've diverted from the spirit of Arambe, which our forefathers strongly believed in, right? So we need to be our brother's keeper, because even the good book encourages us to be our brother's keeper.
Good.
Me, as being as an HR, I also want to give a HR perspective.
And make it brief.
Yeah, I want to make it brief. I don't know how you guys usually recruit for your employees, but I want to encourage you to be usually carrying out what we call psychometric tests, which is basically testing someone's behaviors and attitudes. Because remember, these people will be dealing with different personalities. I want to differ with someone there who said most young people have got temperament issues. That is not the case. people from different ages have got different personalities. So as organizations, we need to have a budget for training and development. We need to train our employees about communication, because I want to believe that was a communication issue, and also customer service, right? Then we should understand that we should also be taking care of our employees' well-being. I like the fact that you've said that the circles were creating employment. Creating employment is not enough. How much are you paying those employees? This one leads to overtime. They work so hard because we are living in a tough economic period and they've got to take care of their families. So a lot of pressure also means a lot of anger. So if they have been wamekosewa na mtu, they project that anger to such a person. So what is my parting shot? An employee who is well taken care of, we will take care of your customer, and it will bring more productivity. Your competitors won't have any political thing against you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great points right there. The gentleman, what were backbench? Unajua hivyo ndio mnaachwango tu. So I'll give you 30 seconds to weigh in onto the matter.
Thank you so much. Greetings, everyone. Allow me to pass my greetings to Mount Kenya University students and the President of Mount Kenya University.
Have the mic on. I'm told that it's off. Is that okay? Or you could take another one. Take that one, yes. Proceed.
Thank you so much. I'm Evans Kiprono Korir, a student leader, the President of Mount Kenya University. Allow me to pass my greetings to my colleagues who are also following this session. And categorically to come to the session for today, that you have really indicated on the Matatu. I'm also a consumer of the same, and it's quite unfortunate to find some of the directors calling us some other names instead of calling us the business. They need to see us as a business opportunity, but not the objects to be used when it comes to service delivery. One, allow me bring some of the statistics.
Make it brief.
Yes, we'll do, because we are here for the same discussion, so give us some time.
Unfortunately, we have very
in this regard, the statistics that we are having is that 84% of the accidents that are happening is because of the recklessness that is happening in the transport sector. 2 is 9% is from the law enforcement, which has not been seen. And then the fifth one, that is the 5%, it is from the mechanics, and 2% is on the climate. Now, 84% is much on our concern because it is from the drivers' recklessness. You, being the SACCO and the companies, you have said clearly that you are maintaining law and order. Law means it is about rules and regulations. Order means it is about peace and stability. Are you all maintaining the same? Because you are a body in charge of it. It is not you coming to complain to the public. You coming today and say that the NTSA responding to the public outcry was wrong. It is also wrong of you, because the public rely on those agencies so that they can also be responsible on their safety. So on our side, as the students and also the young generation, we see that it was not good for the Super Metro to go to that direction, and we really condemn it. And for your side, take your action, don't blame anyone, remove the lock on your eye.
Great.
Then we'll do the rest.
It has to be 30 seconds, gentlemen. You too, 30. All right. Yes, Mr. Director, please allow us so that we can hear what the gentlemen have to say. 30 seconds.
Thank you so much. I'm Elvis Trekan, the student leader, KCA University Town Campus President, a regular PSV user. So mine is this. One, there are very beautiful policies and regulations. But the question is, if they are well implemented, I think we should not have had this case. So the issue comes on implementation. Secondly, let me condemn the issue. I mean, life is more valuable than 30 bob. So at any cost, that's not the right thing to do for the Super Metro. This is my parting shot. Calling for a sense of responsibility, starting from all the stakeholders, starting from the NTSA, the SACCOs, and lastly to the public. If we are going to be responsible at any point, we are going to be having a successful engagement. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You want to say something in 30 seconds? I hope the mic is good. Okay.
So, and mine is a recommendation mainly according to the SACCOs and NTSA. You have said that every vehicle in the road has to be under a SACCO.
Can you take the other mic? All right. Yes.
Okay. So you have said that every vehicle on the road has to be under a SACCO, and the SACCO, I believe, has to be under NTSA, which they should be working together to ensure that the customers and the whole system runs smoothly. So is that they should just work together and find resolutions instead of the SACCO or maybe the vehicle switching to be kupatikana makosa alafu wanaanza kutoa hiyo hongo.
And then we're reactionary in nature.
So ni vizuri pia NTSA isingoje makosa ifanyike ndio waanze kutuonyesha tunashughulika.
Okay, great. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately time is not on our side. We can only do 30 seconds or perhaps only two of you who could be having burning issues. Karagasha, you go first.
Yeah. Okay, to Matatu Owners Association, I think we want to say pole to the family of the guy who died from Super Metro. And we'll want to urge the public, let's work as Kenyans to support the Matatu industry. We've come from very far. And I think we need to work as Kenyans so that we can be able to support one another. To the passengers, we'll want to say that if you see something, let's try to coordinate so that in case of anything, we have some of the vehicles, they have the numbers. You can use the hotline to call the SACCOs and even to call the NTSA.
What is the hotline? Basically?
We have the hotline in vehicles like Super Metro. We have the hotline there. If you go to 2NK, there are the hotlines there.
All right.
And wherever you are in that vehicle, I think you can use those hotlines to call those SACCOs. And I think they'll be able to help the passengers.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. What I would want to say is that for sure, yes, we have not done enough. We are trying. It is us now to go back to the drawing board, give our customers better services, and to us as the passengers or the customers.
Right.
Many of the time I'm also a customer. You may find that I want to board the Matatu that overlaps because I am.
Okay.
I want to add the driver pitia hapo Kanyanga because I want to reach my destination. So let us also agree that it takes two to tango. It is both of us, the passengers, the vehicle owners, and the workers, so that our roads would be safe.
Great.
Okay, to me, I just wanted to say that thank you. And I want to urge the NTSA, let us not take action when there is a fatality. Let us take action of regulations all throughout the year because you are on work on a daily basis, 7 days, 365 days per year. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, Senior, 30 seconds.
Thank you. My call will be, or my appeal will be to the SACCOs and the companies, especially the town services. Please develop a code of ethics. If you have some problem with that, we can issue some templates on that.
Okay.
Number two, I would want to appeal to the Minister for Roads and Transport, Mheshimiwa Davis Chirichiri. Please accord us an appointment as we had requested late last year. We want to sit down with you and discuss most of these things. And I know NTSA will have to be there so that at least we agree on the way forward in really regulation of this very, very important sector to our economy.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This, ladies and gentlemen, I see and I know that the future of the country is bright. You've heard some of the proposals that they are making, and therefore that tells you that they are woke. And of course, we appreciate you back at home. ASK says in light of economic hardships, people will ask for the transport cost at the bus stop. And since then, the Kamageras want to fill up the vehicles quickly. They give a different price from the price the tout will ask for. Why are the SACCOs not able to regulate these kind of behaviors? Anne says, thank you so much for this discussion. We are now more enlightened. To inclusivity and proactiveness is actually key for us to get to attain this level of sanity. We appreciate you for keeping us company, and as well the ladies and gentlemen here, Dixon Bogwa. National Chairperson, Matatu Welfare Association, and Secretary General, Federation of Public Transport Sector. Right next to him is Paul Diongo, the Chairperson, Forward Travelers, followed by Albert Karagasham, who is the President, Matatu Owners Association, and last but not least, Lucy Washuha Madhenge, who is the Secretary General, Association of Matatu Transport Owners. Asanteni sana, and thank you so much for always finding time to be here with us as we discuss these matters that are of great importance to us as the people. That is why it is called the People's Court, and we close it at this very point, appreciating the entire team that has made the broadcast a success. My name is Linda Alela. Do have yourself a lovely night.